Hello and welcome to Squib TV. I'm joined today by James Cartwright, who you know, and Jack Shepherd, the man behind the camera normally. And today, James, who are we talking about?
The Philadelphia Eagles.
So today we're talking about the Philadelphia Eagles. Jack is unfortunately, he does class himself as a Philadelphia Eagles fan, so that's why he's joined us on the sofa today. First of all, I'm going to go with James. James, what did you think of the Eagles last season then? Pretty average season, started strongly, faded away towards the end.
Yeah, I don't think it was too disappointing season from the Eagles. In a very competitive division, you had Carson Wentz in his first season, fabulous first season for him. Average, poor wide receiver core. Defensively, fairly decent. Other than that, not the best of sides, but they've got potential there.
Yeah, certainly, I think I'd agree with that. And Jack, I want to speak to you especially about Carson Wentz. Really solid rookie season. I mean, in fact, if it wasn't for Dak Prescott leading that Cowboys team, which personally I believe had a very solid team to start with, I think with Tony Romo they'd been in the same situation. Arguably, I'd say that Carson's probably the best quarterback there. He made the biggest difference to his team, in my opinion, last season.
He's made a massive difference joining the Eagles, and especially under Doug Pederson, as a QB coach in the past, he's excelled. And he didn't really have wide receivers last year to throw it to either, so coming into 2017 he should have some good options outfield.
Yeah, so speaking of that, there's two players me and James had a conversation about earlier on, and we've mentioned in the Chicago Bears video as well. Alshon Jeffrey comes in as a free agent, as does Torrey Smith. James, just give us a bit of information on Torrey Smith. We've heard you talk about Alshon Jeffrey. What do you think about Torrey Smith coming into the Eagles?
Well, I know all about Torrey Smith from his time at the Baltimore Ravens. I'm a Steelers fan, if you're obviously just telling you now. And he absolutely tormented us every time he played against us. He's a solid receiver, makes grabs, very experienced, very pacey, and was also very solid for the 49ers as well.
Yeah, and he's one of these players as well, which I think he's a very professional sort of guy. You don't hear much about him. He's not one of these show-it-all wide receivers. He turns up, he does his job, which is to score touchdowns, and that's what he does. And Jack, I mean, I don't know if you know an awful lot about Torrey, but you must be excited about having a guy like that who's going to make plays out wide, especially losing people like Jordan Matthews next season.
It's always good to get some new receivers in, especially without many.
Yeah, and one of the things we did say, me and James said as well, with Alshon Jeffrey and Torrey Smith coming in, do you think that Nelson Aguilar could improve with a bit more experience around him?
The rumours around training camp is that he's really excelled over the off-season, so it's third year in the league, I think, so he should. If he's not any good this season, then it's his career over, but he should be fine.
Yeah, and I mean, he did show glimpses last season, James. I think you remember against the Browns, he scored a touchdown. If you remember, it was week 1, I think.
Yeah.
And he made a really good grab later on in the season as well, I remember.
Well, the game I remember him playing well was the Giants game, which was week 16. The Eagles came on, probably had one of the better games of the season. Jack will probably remember that one, just before Christmas time.
Yeah, so the Eagles certainly look decent offensively going into next season. Now, a player that I definitely want to mention, you had Darren Sproles last year, you had Ryan Matthews last year. Now, Darren Sproles, more of an elusive back. Ryan Matthews is sort of your every down back, but I don't think he's quite as good as other backs in the league. LeGarrette Blount comes in, one of the more solid running backs in the league. What do you think of the acquisition of him, Jack?
It's a good pickup, I guess. It's a good pickup, but there's... I mean, we don't really have the best O-line in the league, so if he can find a pocket, I think he's going to get yardage, but we don't have the strongest O-line for him to run behind, unlike someone like Zeke, who had a great O-line for his rookie season.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing I would say about that is LeGarrette Blount is probably one of the few running backs who probably doesn't need the best line, because he's such a powerful back. He's always guaranteed to get you yards. I mean, one time I can remember, if you remember the AFC Championship game, when he took about 5 or 6 Steelers players with him right to the line. So, I mean, he's very much like beast mode, isn't he?
Yeah, and the thing with LeGarrette Blount is if you can get a full season out of him, which I don't think anyone's actually managed to do yet, he will be one of those. I think he's been one of them running backs who, for the whole time in his whole time in the league, he's been one of them who could potentially be a leading rusher if he got the right amount of carries and so on. Just a quick word on defence, because we don't want this video to go on too long, but obviously it's good to have someone with a bit more knowledge than probably me and James on the sofa with us today. But defensively, the loss of Nolan Carroll, picked up 2 cornerbacks in the draft. What do you think of defensively, Jack? Do you think they'll be solid next season?
I think our defence is reliable. I don't know if we've really made many waves in the draft or really in the off-season, but based on last season's defence and not Doug Pedersen, coach Jim Swartz on the defence he's working wonders. So I don't know if we'll be any further ahead, but we definitely aren't further behind than we were last season defensively.
Yeah, and I think you say that building on what's an already solid defence is certainly something that's going to help you going forward. James, what do you think then next year for the Eagles? Do you think they look like a decent team going into that, what we already said was a tough division?
It's like a lot of sides. It's either going to go really well for them or disastrously. Mm-hmm. It's just a really competitive division. For me, I would put the Giants and Cowboys ahead of them, but I would put them above the Redskins.
Yeah, well, I think that's the thing with the Eagles, that if it goes well, like you say, in that division, you're going to probably win it. If it goes bad, you're probably going to come bottom of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's all up in the air for them. I think they've certainly got a decent side going into it, though. So, any final words, Jack, for you?
No, that's all for me.
This is Squib TV. Hopefully, if you've got any comments to make about the what we've just said, if you're an Eagles fan, you disagree with Jack, James, or myself, or you want to say anything else about the side, please comment. Don't forget to subscribe.
It's a touchdown.